What's happening? Rich Osweiler from PremierGuitar.com, coming to you from the 2016 NAMM show in Anaheim. I'm here at the Dunlop booth, hanging out with Bob and Brian, and we're going to talk about 4 new pedals today.
Well, yeah, 3 at least, and maybe a 4th. We'll see how time goes on.
I like it.
Well, we bring you around. Thanks for stopping by, first off. And moving right along, we got the Reverb, the M300. This is our first digital pedal that we've come out with, and we really spent a lot of time crafting each sound from the ground up. It's our own code, it's our own takes on 6 sounds. First off, very simple. The MXR is known for its simplicity. You take it out of the box, immediate gratification. Just 3 knobs. The most complicated thing on this is you push this button and you get to your 6 settings. You have a plate, you have a spring, you have a modulation, you have an epic reverb. You also have a room, nice tight reverb. And then one of my favorites to play around with is a pad. And that gives you an oscillation and a resonance that takes off. And the cool thing about this, again, with the 3 knobs, basically you have a a decay and a mix, but this one is a tone control. In the pad mode, it's actually a resonant spot, so the low frequencies or resonating off into high frequencies, or a little bit of mix of both. And if you notice, this is hooked up to our DVP4. This is our new volume, mini volume, and it has the same inner workings of the band drive and a million cycle pot, just all shrunk down to a smaller format. It's got an input-output, but it also has an aux out. Okay. Aux out can be switchable internal to be a direct out tuner or an expression pedal in this case. So the expression pedal, how this works for the reverb is that you set a certain setting in the 3 knobs, and then I put the toe down and I set it another setting. So now I can literally pan between those 2 settings.
Nice.
Not just toggle, but pan. 2 hardwire bypass. It also is internally switchable for trail, so it turns into hardwire bypass. Not true, but when you shut it off, the trails go on. It also has stereo in, stereo out, so you can basically have a mono signal. TRS just plug in mindlessly like most people, but if you really want to go full Monty, TRS in, TRS out, pigtail out.
And is that available now or soon to be available?
We are going to, we have everything procured. We got the go-ahead. All of our accreditations are now good to go. You'll probably see this at the mid-May, end of May.
Okay.
Yeah.
Show them the pad real quick.
Yeah, okay.
Just as a little, just to show you what it does a little bit.
It's beautiful.
Pretty.
So now, accentuate the high. Now the low frequency resonance.
Nice.
In all this reverb, again, all of our sounds we develop from the ground up. Each delay setting started from scratch, and then we built on from there. And we examined reverbs, digital reverbs, spring reverbs, to get the exact sounds of like, for instance, a spring, and then we looked at plates. But the spring reverb, we really try to focus in on, because most guys, a lot of the spring, these smaller amps, they're great, but the reverbs really, it kind of fall apart unless you go into the high-end stuff. So this.
Tell them about the dry path.
Well, I'm coming. So, again, the spring is all the warmth. With the tone control, you get a nice bright one or a dark one. But it really is true to life spring, and it's got all the dynamics and the boinginess. But what really makes it great, too, is the signal to noise on this. This thing is studio quality. We didn't spare the expense. We went really deep in expensive codecs and a very high DSP platform for very high processing, so high throughput processing. So we really... when we're coming out, we didn't spare, but we just went full bore.
What are folks looking at street price?
Actually, I was actually kind of
$1 million.
I was kind of surprised too. But the map is $199, so there you go.
Cool. And the other thing about the dry pass is that when you slam a distortion into a lot of reverbs, they kind of muddy up and mush up. This is an analog dry path, so that it's not getting converted, the dry signals. So when you
all
still
that
have note articulation.
all that stuff is all analog, even the mix, and we're just sidecarring processing the reverb.
Okay.
So total dry analog path.
Very cool.
Very good point. Okay, moving to our John Petrucci wah. John, well, obviously he's known for a lot of things, but great playing in wah-wah is one of them, thank goodness, because we were able to pair up with him and get his sound, which actually he uses the Crybaby rack of ours, so it was fairly a straightforward approach where all of his settings, the Q, the volume, and the frequency of the 6-band EQ settings, and his heel and toe setting, we just shrunk everything into this format. Very easy to use. You step on it, it's his settings. However, we offered the end user all of those settings, the volume Q, 6-band EQ, so you can adjust it yourself.
Okay.
So you can go back to John's settings by lining up the knobs as per manual, but you can also be your own tweaker too on this. So basically you have a Crybaby functionality in a wah-wah. It also has true hardwire bypass. It has side light indicators, and it also has this real great chrome finish.
Would you say, if I can interrupt, would you say that this is basically like the rack wah in a small rocker pedal?
Yeah, exactly. And it comes preset with John's settings, but you can have at it and make your own. And the cool thing about this, again, the way John sets it up is for that real aggressive, over distortion, legato, and very articulating picking. And as the heel and toe swath, it retains the guitar. It doesn't back out. A lot of wah-wahs, they filter out so much that it kind of goes away. Well, the way he's dialed it into the EQ, it really stands throughout the whole range. So. It's
nice.
really voiced for that kind of playing. Yeah, that's very, very excited about that.
Killer.
Well, let's see. We hit 3, but the 4th pedal. That's a very interesting thing. Man, it's got a backstory, and I'm sure Brian is busting to tell it. But it is now open.
Shut up!
2016 is upon us. So the Overrated Special, well, we have our one of our designers and founders of Way Huge George Strips. He's very good friends with Joe Bonamassa. And when Joe was kind of revamping things, Joe wanted something like one of these classic overdrives, which everybody knows of. But George, to me, he just can't go out with, specialized. So what he did was, I'm going to go to my shop and build you something. So what he did, pretty much took like his Green Rhino and put a little tweak over it, which is a 500 hertz bump and boost, and basically kind of called it, well, man, it's nothing special, so it's kind of overrated. Well, I won't go into that. But so we only made a very limited run. They were never really meant to be a product.
Okay.
And it was just kind of such a cool factor. We said,
This is what happened. Bonamassa he made 3 of them, and Bonamassa took a picture of it, put it on the Instagram, and then the phones just blew up.
Yeah.
And so the market demanded the Overrated Special. So here it is.
Yeah.
Once in a lifetime.
Yeah,
Once in a
something
lifetime.
like, or 300. We made something very small.
Yeah, I think it's like, I don't know, 5 to 1,000, somewhere in that range.
Even less than that. But anyway, the point is, I think it's kind of hen's tooth. You got to go to Joe Bonamassa's show. Maybe he's got a few of them that he may sell at the shows, which I think he may. But
On his website.
on his website too.
Okay.
But other than that, man, it's just like kind of one of these flukes.
All right.
It's nice when that sort of stuff happens.
Can we hear it?
Yeah. Very focus, very tight. And Joe, you know, he cranks up his, Fender Twins and his Bassmans, so it gives him that edge over everything. But the way it's focused, especially with the 500 hertz, you can sculpt out that. Right. And that's the frequencies that really take the guitar over the band without getting loud, but present. So, yeah, it's a fun project.
The way he runs it, he's got all his tweeds all on 10, and when he puts this in there, he slams the front end and gets a little more compression, and then is able to sculpt out those frequencies to stand out over the band.
Cool. So that's the fun stuff here, 2016 Dunlop Booth NAMM. Thanks for stopping by.
Right on. Bob, Brian, thanks, guys. This is Rich Osweiler, PremierGuitar.com, coming to you from the 2016 show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got plenty more coming up this week. Thanks.